all the ladies and gentlemen, and also thank to MIM for inviting me to share my presentation this morning. My name is Yong Kai Ping, so I'm the CEO of CDEC. Currently, I want to share with you all the IC Design Park, Selangor IC Design Park that we are working with, which is the CDEC is in charge. So in terms of the semiconductor, as of we know now, because due to the rise of AI, semiconductor is extremely popular, important. Semiconductor AI in terms of software is one of the most advanced technology and is evolving tremendously. As we speak now, every day at the moment, there's a figure that almost there's thousands of AI companies are setting up in either Beijing, Shenzhen, or San Francisco. That's where the AI are concentrated, AI company. And you know that the number of AI engineers needed almost like everywhere, daily 750,000 of AI engineers. And as well as semiconductor, because due to the last 18 months of ChatGPT and also OpenAI and the rest has been pushing the technology on the forefront. And then, of course, with the software, you need hardware, you need computing power. Computing power, basically GPU server. GPU server is made up of thousands of semiconductor chips. And the key component inside the GPU server is IC design, the design of the IC. So the challenge is how do we make all this industry, giving the trade war, the geopolitics, situation. How do we, Malaysia, benefit from all this, the conflict, the trade war, the geopolitics? So basically, Malaysia are the main beneficiary of the trade war. So if we get it right, we will be able to serve both East and the West. We will be able to serve for hardware side, Shenzhen, Suzhou, and Wuxi. These are the top 3 semiconductor industrial park in China. More than a few thousands of semiconductor company, be in IC design, equipment, that's the front end. And then we are not talking about fab. A lot of people think whenever they think about IC design, they think about TSMC. But fab is something that maybe 100 times data center consume the electricity. A fab will is as the size of 15 football field. Fabrication factory, right? So that is only being done by Singapore. Singapore government, in fact, is already built 4 fab at Singapore. They are building 4 more nearby all the island reclamation. So each of the fabrication factory is a size of a 15 football field. It will take up maybe 20% of the city's electricity and water. And in fact, Taiwan is building another 12. Japan also building another 8. US building another 12. So these are the current competition. Of course, China, they are building another 50 as well. And India want to build another, also something like 20 fabrication factory. So in short, the world is running out of electricity. So whatever we have over here, because due to the fab, due to the rise of AI, that's why we have a business of a data center. Data center, because mainly data center is because China and also Hong Kong is barred from buying the GPU server from NVIDIA. Is Hong Kong as well is barred from using all the OpenAI, all the AI software within of the West. It cannot be used in Hong Kong. But imagine the kind of financial business, the kind of demand for in terms of mobile and stuff like that. That is why a lot of the data center in Malaysia is serving Hong Kong, China, and the rest. So this is an immediate benefit. But of course, beside data center is something that really consume. But if you think positively, they give us a lot of infrastructure. It means that we have a computing power. We have the one of the cheapest GPU server in the market, which an hour will cost you an account of $3 to $5 only. So per GPU server itself is as big as this, is costing us around $1 million USD. Recently, there's a news that about actually one of the e-commerce giant actually bought 80 GPU server, 64 GPU server, costing around 82 million ringgit. So more and more bank, a lot of companies with big data, companies with 20, 30 years will buy a lot of GPU server or use a lot of GPU server to run your AI. And the AI, the good thing is text. You have some ideas you're putting in, immediately you have whole business proposal written for you, research proposal written for you. If you know how to use the right AI, for example, Perplexity and the rest, you can write your research paper just within a minute. You want to do video, you use Sora. You want to do pictures, you use Midjourney, Diffusion, and the rest. So actually, in the market currently, as we were told, actually the digital marketing business has agency. The number of agency has reduced by 30% because mostly can be done by AI. And others as well. So this is how AI affected us in terms of there's opportunity, there's also threat, and also the third one is of course the responsible AI, managing how AI, the fake account, all this deep fake and the rest as well. So these are the new challenge that we can't run away from it, and it is happened very fast, tremendously. So, but then all this big trend, how do we benefit of it? How do we get at least a part of it, become a part of it, the global trend that will push us towards the development? So the main thing that we felt that in Malaysia, especially Selangor, we wanted to focus on the front end of IC design, which is the most important, which is needed for talents. That's why we have built the Malaysia Semiconductor IC Design Park in Puchong. The first part one is already full. In Puchong, we are currently building part 2 now at Cyberjaya. Okay. So why the selection of the places? Because it is along the supply chain. The supply chain is as long as you reach KLIA, the Sungai Way over here nearby actually has a supply chain of one of the largest supply chain of tests and also packaging semiconductor in Malaysia, in the Greater Klang Valley area. So this is a supply chain. So Puchong, Cyberjaya is along the way, right? So this whole initiative is just less than 7 months. So I think a lot of the investor and all coined this, we are doing a China speed. Only in China, you can do that with the government support, with the private sector support. Within 7 months, you can build an IC park. And we already have a full tenant coming in. We already have more than 400 to 600 engineers to be recruited as well. And then this is all being arranged by a meeting. We have a meeting with key investors and also the expert from China, Shenzhen, as well as from Taiwan in the January. And then we've done a lot of visits. For the last 6 months, we have visited at least 5 or 4 countries, including UK, Paris, then also China, Taiwan, and even Japan as well. So there's a number of trips being made by the Selangor government agencies, led by my agency, SIDEC, as well as support from the central government, Kementerian Economy as well. So the project is launched, fully announced by the Prime Minister on the April 22 during the KL20 summit. So this can be considered the first immediate projects that take off. So as of, we already launched it on the August 6th by YB Rafizi and also Selangor MB, Dato' Amiruddin as well. So this project is very quick. And our focus point is threefold. So we are building a greater Klang Valley ecosystem. So we consider it as a corridor. So this, given the whole tectonic shift, the tsunami of the whole trade war, the whole thing, we are enjoying this benefit. So we consider Malaysia or the whole peninsular Malaysia, including Singapore, we should have 3 corridors. One is the northern corridor from Kulim to Batu Kawan to Penang. That is one. That is focusing on test and packaging. That's a traditional strength. Now in Greater Klang Valley, we focus on the front end, on IC design and equipment. And the third part, we were looking at, there's a lot of data centers in Singapore, and also the 8th fabrication factory, fully subsidized, that is by Singapore government. Each of the factory costs $3 billion to build, $3 billion to build. That is a huge cost so we should capitalize on all these facilities that we have so that we have the full supply chain. And in fact, Malaysia has contributed 7% to the global semiconductor supply chain. We export to US 20% last year. So the whole semiconductor electronic consists of 40% of our export. So this is the industry that actually contributes to the 40% of our export over the year. And with the trade war, we should be able to double up what we have been doing as well, right? So our focus point is this, our modus operandi is very simple. Set up as many IC design park in fact, we want to set up IC design park, a new park every year. So for the next 5 years, we should have 4 to 5 IC design park. Mind you, in China, Shenzhen alone, there's 10 IC design park. In Taiwan, there's more than 20 IC design park. So we are talking about, this is not a very, the number, what we built is still very small. And then second is you have the infrastructure. Second, we need to bring in as many companies as possible. And what we do is we encourage all of our tenants, actually international company or local company, to have JV to be listed in Malaysia in 5 years' time. So they will be public listed in our share market for the next 5 years. So for the Malaysian investor as well, we can benefit from the growth of this company. A lot of this company actually are unicorn level. They are immediately, maybe their valuation is around 700 or 800 million ringgit. If they are public listed in a few years' time, immediately they are 2.3, 2.5, $3 billion kind of size. Given the PE of the Malaysia share market is very generous towards IC design, AI and also semiconductor. It's around 58. You can check the share of Upstar and the rest about today, right? So that is that is our advantage as well. And the third one is, of course, the challenge is how do we train as many semiconductor experts as possible, IC design as possible. Because the semiconductor is becoming so difficult to do, I would say one of the most challenging, most difficult, most advanced hardware technology that we have been doing, because it is as big as a hair, okay? So the size of it is 2 or 3 nanometer. Imagine the chips that can power your phone and stuff like that, okay? So, and then you want to be able to low power, being able to run your phone, be able to run for 3 days, 36 hours, right? So the chip has to be as small as this 2 and 3 nanometer. Each of the chips now, at the current moment, if you're using the iPhone 15 and then the so-called Samsung 4, 5 or 7 and above, you are using actually 5 nanometer. Now the rest is going to 4, 3, 2 nanometer. Each design cost is $70 million. So you need master student to do it. And there's so many subjects. So basically, IC designer is like an architect who draw everything. It looks like a bit like a Lego set, draw everything. And then you need to calculate the power. So that's a mechanical, electric kind of thing. And then you need to use computing language to drive the hardware. So you are having 3 types of skill set altogether, E&E, mechanical, and computer science. So all these subjects now in the Northern Asia, Korea, Taiwan, Japan, it's all master student. Only master student can do it. So we have to train as many people as possible and upgrade whatever student we have within the industry. That's a big challenge, but we are capable because in fact, Taiwan and Japan semiconductor companies are recruiting 300 to 400 Malaysian students every year, and bringing to Taiwan, bringing to Japan. So our student is good quality according to them. And only 2 countries can compete within the region, is only Vietnam and Malaysia, not Indonesia, not Thailand, because they doesn't have the foundation of that, you know. But as we speak of now, the salary of all these engineers are increasingly high, very high. In fact, in Taiwan or China, the monthly salary for fresh graduate is 10,000 ringgit per month, or 15,000 ringgit per month. 1 year is definitely 700,000 to 1 million ringgit per year, per annum. So that is the kind of demand, okay? So what we do over at the IC Design Part 1 is we are not only FDI, we are bringing in all this company, ask them to publicly register, having their own company over here, and in fact, they are transferring the IP. The IP is around, in fact, the IP is around 300 to 400 million. They have to pump in around 100 million. So immediately there's a 400 to 500 million investment into Malaysia as well. And also, second, we need to help them not only soft landing, but also help them to do BD. Because if I want to design something, my product, who is my buyer over here? So we have an opportunity because of, for example, we have a lot of data center. Data center need to buy chips, right? So whom do they buy? Do they buy Malaysia? Make by Malaysia, not make in Malaysia, make by Malaysia, right? So that's our what we are suggesting. ODM. We are not talking about OEM. So we are ODM, means that 30-40% of the product is designed by Malaysian engineer. Hence, we are creating a lot of jobs. And of course, left-hand to right-hand strategy. If a data center and the rest should be, we should encourage them strongly to buy Malaysia make or design chips as well. Okay. Second is we wanted them, this is what we learned from Singapore and also China and Taiwan government. We wanted them to actually give us the opportunity, giving us the public sectors and all to invest, because giving the kind of support that we given them is a lot. So we were able to invest and we grow with the valuation of the company so that we also earning that returns to our taxpayer and the rest also to grow the whole industry as well. So mind you that actually semiconductor AI industry is a heavily subsidized industry all over the world. Okay, so that is something that we have to think about. So there's a huge cost to compete in the world, but this is a cost we have to pay, right? Of course, according to Wairi Rafizi, investing in talent actually is cheaper than building a highway, right? So billions and stuff like that. So the third part is what we're giving them is a public service tool. Later we'll show you about the EDA tool. All this EDA tool is like a CAD tool for architect. It costs, starting cost is 1 million USD for a few sets. So all is very, very expensive. So these are the 8 sectors you're looking at. And these are the 8 sectors which will grow tremendously for the next 10 years. Not only in Southeast Asia, but a lot of the third world countries as well. First one, of course, the automotive industry. Everyone will know that every year Malaysia buy 800,000 new cars, right? Okay, a lot of them now, maybe 10% now is all the EV cars and stuff like that. So there's a lot of chips. Each EV car, for example, use around 2,000 chips. So there's a lot of chips in terms of EV car. But then the competition is not EV anymore. The competition is the intelligence car cockpit, the fully self-driving that Tesla is promoting. So we may not have fully self-driving, but in Malaysia terms, we may have ADAS system and stuff like that. Basically, is a system you take over when you're sleeping and stuff like that, or can drive as of you're buying Tesla now. After 30 seconds, you can drop off your you pull out your hand, the car will drive according to your map, right? So I tested it in Penang. It's very safe. In fact, they have motorbike and the rest. They have more sensor that human being able to see, and it drives very well in Penang, all the small lane and stuff like that. Okay, so but the good thing is having this, next time whenever we have accident, there's no need to take picture everything, because everything is recorded in your intelligence car cockpit. So it will be a good thing for the insurance company as well. So we will know who, not who, and what time, what happened and stuff like that. Okay, so that's the data. And of course, factory automation, more robotic arm, video surveillance, so digital signage. So we have seen something that much more cheaper and much more better than those signage at Pavilion, right? Pavilion doing all this, the tiger running out from the wall and stuff like that. So it's all digital signage. Then, of course, data center as well. So the new generation of data center now we have is only H100 by NVIDIA. The new data center now will look like an aquarium because it will fill with liquid. So now we understand why the sci-fi movie previously, all the aliens are inside the water. You know, the alien only rise up when you see it. So now we understand the 70s sci-fi movie is that because it's very hot, because it runs too much power, so you have to cool it with a liquid, right? So understand that why the sci-fi movie is being written about that. Okay, and then transportation, and then aerospace engineering. I would like to draw your attention that Selangor and also central government is building an aero park next year. There will be 100 acre at Subang, 100 acre at the Sepang, and Airbus is coming in. Airbus has highlighted Malaysia as the third largest MRO service center of the world. So Airbus only in 3M countries, Mexico, Morocco, and Malaysia. So there'll be a lot of French coming in next year. So there'll be a lot of business in terms of drone, low orbit satellite, and also supporting Airbus. In fact, AirAsia is one of the biggest renter or buyer of Airbus in the world, right? So we have all this company here, and of course, medical device, because we have the largest number of medical tourism in Southeast Asia, maybe a year more than 2 million people. We have the largest private hospital chain in the Southeast Asia as well. Right? So what we do, how do we compete against the rest of the country? I think our secret sauce is this. With the support of central government and co-investment by Selangor State Government, what we are doing is we are going into the campuses, working with the university. We have an institute, Malaysia Advanced Semiconductor and AI Institute. What we're doing now is not to compete with the uni, but we equip them with curriculum. We help to train the lecturers, the TOT training, and then also we provide them with tools, the EDA tools, the design tools, GPU server also. We are fortunate that some of our supporters have given us a GPU server, a number of GPU server, and curriculum and the training as well. We will do a number of summer school, starting even from first year. So I think the challenge in Malaysia, we have been a lot of campuses we are going to. The challenges for engineering school in Malaysia is that after first year, second year, 50% of people drop out or transfer to other courses because it's much more easier. Challenge is to young people, why do you want to stay at the lab until 8 to 10 o'clock while your friend is hanging out at Mamak's store? So how do we convince them to continue to work? So it's a long hours and stuff like that, right? So we have some strategy, mentorship, pegging with senior and junior and stuff like that. But we are reaching out to almost, hopefully 1,000 to 5,000 students. We want to work with them. And what we also will be working with them is we will arrange for their internship as well as a job placement. We hope all of them will go into the semiconductor industry or AI industry as well. So we try to funnel all this talent into the current industry. Okay. And then this is a job offer that we put up. Actually, the salary is, I think, one of the highest in Malaysia. The fresh graduates are 5,000 to 6,000 ringgit, master 7,000. So also we are working with some of the private, some of the local university, UKM, Utah. They are having dual master with Taiwan University. We are signing up with a number of China University or Japan University as well. Doing 1 semester in Malaysia, 3 semesters overseas. We will fund them stipend and the rest. So we hope to train as many master students as possible. Unfortunately, last year nobody applied for this program. So hopefully this year we'll increase the number of it. Okay. In fact, our Malaysia Advanced Semiconductor and AI Institute, we have been conducting a lot of AI training with all the uni. So we know each faculty, the strength of faculty, the student numbers as well. But we also encourage all the participants over here, if you have children, if you're a relative, young people that you know, please encourage them to study semiconductor, E&E, and also AI. So that is the key thing for us to compete, right? Okay, so we have conducted more than, this year, going to produce more than 600 students after going through 60 hours of AI training, basically LLM A and B. LM means they would able to improvise the whatever large language model, ChatGPT, Gemini, Llama, all this to be able to build into the local domain knowledge, right? All these are what we've been doing. So this is our IC design park. We have currently 60,000 square feet or 4th floor in Puchong PFCC. Why we choose over there? Basically is we have surveyed more than 10 to 12 buildings in Klang Valley. So it doesn't need to be industrial park, but it needs a lot of power. Each floor we need to have 500, 600 amp because of data center we need to house and testing equipment as well. Okay, so I think one of the reasons why we choose is fitted office. So it saves a lot of our costs, but we want to invest more in the ecosystem and the system and the tools as well. So this is what we provided. So we also encourage actually a lot of Malaysian engineers, but we don't encourage young people. We encourage those in the 40s who work in the MNC companies, who have 20, 15 years of experience, 25 years of experience, who know the market, who understand where the client is, to set up your own company, and we will link them up, mesh them up with VC, PE, as well as help them to recruit as well. So we are providing tools, EDA, server IP training, and also MPW service. So it's quite complete tools. Although our investment is still quite short, I think less than maybe we are less than $20 million ringgit per year. In fact, a IC design park in China investing all this equipment are $30-40 million. So ours is still very tiny. Okay, so this is of course we need to persuade the government and industry to co-invest all this top agency, all this system. So the first anchor tenant is of course Dato K Exports, Phison. They are the world leading SSD name control flash, the producer of the world. So the company coming in are not second tier. Actually, in fact, we have a lot of top companies. They are recruiting 200 engineers, and then Skychip. Skychip is a Malaysia leading company. Watch out for them soon. They are doing the AI chips, 5 nanometer, 4 nanometer. And then VROX. So VROX, we have a French connection. It's a Malaysian JPA scholar who studied in French and then stayed in French for the last 20 years, set up the company together with his colleague. All are PhD in aerospace engineering. They do space-graded IC, means that the IC, the chips, hardened, what do you call it, radioactive hardened chips, can sustain for 5,000 to 8,000 Celsius for low orbit satellite, drone, as well for Airbus as well, right? So you can see now the usage of drone has advanced tremendously, not only in agriculture and the rest, but also you can see that due to Ukraine war, a drone is much more effective. A 5,000 ringgit drone can beat the $50 million tank. So that is will change a lot of in terms of defense, also in the policing and stuff like that. So these are something that we're looking at. So you will be French Malaysia company as well, and AppAsia is a public listed company, and they are working together with the so-called grandchildren of TSMC, investee company that are building IC service. They are mostly their client is in Japan, so we have a lot of Japan support as well. And also Chip Bank, these are the top companies, ultra wide bandwidth, which our mobile phone has to connect to all the Bluetooth and the stuff like that. So they are from Singapore. They are now expanding to Malaysia as well. Okay, And then there's another new US and also Malaysia joint investment company building for sensor, right? 5G sensor and then the rest. So, and of course we have VC, Datuk PY Lai, formerly the highest ranking of Malaysian ever in Intel, and the chairman of Motorola China. Now he has returned to build this BC, purposely invest in the semiconductor industry, focusing on IC design and equipment, because he felt that this is what Malaysia needed, you know, after what we have in Penang. And also, of course, ARM. ARM is a very legendary company, started by 4 engineers from Cambridge, keep on drawing all the IP and stuff like that. So they control most of the phone IP, mobile phone, iPad, all the Apple device are using ARM device, okay? So ARM now being bought over by SoftBank. So we have met with them. So they have considered us as their ecosystem partner. We met the global CEO, the Japan chairman, president, and also Taiwan president as well. And some of the tech company are Synopsys, one of the largest IC system, EDA tools provider, Cadence as well. So, and then Siemens, also our system provider, and also Keysight. Keysight has a large office in Penang as well. So these are the main technology partner. We have a full set with them. In fact, we are having 100 sets of EDA tools. We are opening up 20 to 30 sets to all the university. So for students to have a first-hand opportunity to try it out. So we want all of them to be able to start work on the first day with the training that we provided, right? And also our partner, technology partner, our ecosystem partner is Shenzhen Semiconductor Association, the largest in China. They have been investing, you know, as I say, they are 10 or 12 or 10 to 15 IC design park in Shenzhen or Guangdong alone. The China government has been investing each of them $30 to $40 million to develop thousands of China IC design companies. That is why US want to block all this. That is why the US policy, the #1 trade war policy is to stop all the China IC design company from overtaking US. That is the main cause of trade war, right? Okay. And then, of course, we are currently building our new Part 2, as Part 1 is already fully occupied. Part 2 at the Cyberjaya. And we have received a lot of inquiry, especially after the assassination of Donald Trump, trade war. So there's a lot of inquiry as well from the East and the West, from US company, from Japan, Taiwan, and also a number of China company as well. So I think that's a tremendous opportunity for us, but we need to work together because I think Penang, Selangor, and Johor is not enough. We need to put in all our effort. This may propel us, just like Taiwan. They have been doing it for last 20 years, China last 30 years. The key rise of Taiwan, China, and all this are really in both. One is semiconductor, really in hardware. And second one, free for all, is AI. So AI is starting in San Francisco. So the belt, the global economy belt is really in Asia Pacific. Okay, so China, you can say now actually Japan, Korea, the chip 4, Japan, Korea, US, and also Taiwan. That's one. Another giant is China. Of course, they try to block China. So whether we can become the chip 8 means that whether we can compete with Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, or India. So these 8 countries will dominate or near monopolize all the IC design. And if you, or the semiconductor, if you have semiconductor, means that you should be able to develop AI. So semiconductor, AI, 8 countries. So if we put our heart in for the next 20 years, 30 years, we will be the top 8 in the world. In fact, we are, semiconductor itself, we are number 6 in the world, but this is not enough. We need a lot of software as well, AI engineers. So at least all of us has to able to master AI. Or if you have 20 or 30 years of data, your company should be using AI as of now, as of now, so that we can grow this industry together. Thank you.